Hi, welcome to Basics of Heat Movement. This is your self-study module number 1. This is going to help you understand the basics of heat movement. And you're going to want to, after you complete this, you need to finish an activity online, and that is found at the URL below. So let's get started. First thing you need to understand are the learning objectives. When you finish this, you should be able to demonstrate that you know what energy is, that you know what heat transfer is, you can define that term, that you know what a BTU is. You will also be able to demonstrate the fact that you understand that heat flows from warm to cold, and that heat moves in all directions, not just up. So, additionally, if there's anything that you want to, if you want to rewind at any time, you can rewind. You can stop, start over, anything you want to do. That's one of the great things about self-study, is that it's up to you to study. So let's get started. So a little overview about what energy is and what controls it. A measurable quantity of energy is a measurable quantity of heat, and that's at a molecular movement scale. Don't worry too much about the terms like molecular. That's not something that you really have to worry about. Another thing is that work is expended energy with a result. So you have to have done something to make work. Otherwise, it's just energy. And then there's light. Light is another form of energy. So some of the key terms that you need to understand. If you want, you can pause now. You can look these up in your course book, or you can check them out later. But some of the key terms that you're going to need to understand in order for you to understand this. Number one is potential energy. And again, potential energy is important to understand. Kinetic energy is important to understand. Temperature is a word that you might take for granted that you understand, but it might be a good idea to check up. Sensible heat. Phase change. Phase change is the act of changing from one state of matter to another. And then lastly, but certainly not least, latent heat. That's really, really important. So let's move to number 2. Number 2, the laws of thermodynamics. This is very, very important for you to understand the laws of thermodynamics, because this is what we do in weatherization. We need to understand this. We stop the flow of heat, whether it be from the outside in or the inside out. So energy is neither created or destroyed. That is number 1. So it's got to go somewhere. It doesn't just disappear. So if you see here, if you take, for instance, take into consideration that you have heat before and then you have heat after. Just because you blow a fan on something might cool something off, but that heat had to go somewhere. And that's pretty much what that fan did. It just moved the heat somewhere else. So energy always goes from high to low. Another very important fact. There is a subject that we'll talk about in the next slide called delta T. But you have to understand that energy always is magnetized. Heat is part of the electromagnetic spectrum, and heat acts like it's magnetized to cold. So always think about it like that. And use weather maps or clips. So delta T, mentioned in a second ago. And let's take a look at the definition that we have right down here. Really simple, but really straightforward. The definition in temperature between indoors and outdoors, the difference is called delta T. And it's delta T is written just like this. It is essentially the Greek symbol delta, which is kind of a triangle, and then T. T is temperature. Delta, the delta sign is always going to mean a difference in something. So keep that in mind. Next, we are running out of time, so I only have 5 minutes. So kind of went over. Got to check this to see how it worked out.